Nikraet al Hashaba Hazeh, Amoz, Ben Rosh Uziel, Ben Lewi, Ben Yisrael. The Maftir will be reading from chapter 30, Genesis chapter 32, verses 1 to the rest.
To the rest. Gotcha. Wayashken Lavan Babo Queer. Wainashek Levanayu will leave no tile. Why varek ethem Wayelek Wayashav Lavan Lim Pomo Wayaakov Halak Ledar Ko Wayif Geu Vo Mal Avkei Elohim Wayomer Yaakov Kaasher Ra'am Makane Makanam Elohim Ze Wayikra Et Em Hamakom Hahu Makanaim.
Hallelujah. And Laban arose early in the morning, kissed his sons and daughters, and blessed them. And then Laban went and returned to his place. And Yaakov went on his way, and the angel of Yahweh met him. And Yaakov said when he saw them, "This is Yahweh's camp." And he called the name of the place Mahanaim. Hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom. First of all, I would like to give all honor and due respect to the Supreme Intellect of the universe, Yahweh Zevaot. Thanking them for the lives of the people that are here today, and for those that are at home, watching, listening, wherever you may be, may the Most High be with you also. All brothers may be seated. The portion for today, Wayetzei, will be found in the book, the Maftir's portion will be found in the book of Hosea, chapter 11, verse 7, ending in chapter 12, verse 14. Let me find, open it up. Hosea chapter 11, verse 7, which is where we're starting from. There we go. Eleven. 11:7, ending in verse 12. Okay. Hosea being the minor prophet. Hosea being a minor prophet he's an Ephraimite. Ephraimite being the northern kingdom, representing the 10 tribes, and then you have the other 2 tribes that's Israel. We call them the southern kingdom. But he's prophesying in the time, this is after the reign of Jeroboam II, and a lineage of other kings that didn't last too long. Jeroboam II reigned for 40, if we go back to the beginning of Hosea, Jeroboam II reigned 41 years as king. He looked like he had a good reign, and he did things for self, successfully by himself. But it wasn't necessarily righteous in the eyes of the Most High. Just like any other king, any other prophet, they all have their flaws. And then the kings that followed, including his successor, which was his son, and the other kings, the Israelites are kind of in a stage of turmoil where you have no real leader, you have no real king. The leaders at this time are the prophets, Hosea being the minor prophet. Hosea meaning salvation. He's supposed to redeem the children of Israel. He's supposed to bring them back from evil, whatever exile they're going through, what's wrong, fixing what's wrong in the nation and bringing them back to a place of peace or some type of normalcy. Because, like I said, the Israelites, we go through this theme. And in this lesson, you'll see me compare this to kind of like a progress report. You know in school how you get a progress report, then you get a parent-teacher conference. You get the progress report warning you of you about to fail, and you take it home and you're like, my email don't need to see that. And then you know, like parent-teacher conference is in a month. Then you get to parent-teacher conference and you see that one kid get slapped across the room because he was hiding that progress report. So at this point, it's kind of us just checking in with the Most High and him just analyzing what's going on in the nation at the time. So we're going to start at verse 7.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 11, verse 7. Hallelujah. And my people are in suspense about returning to me, and thou they call them upwards. None at all will lift himself up. How shall I give thee up, Ephraim? How shall I surrender thee, Israel? How shall I make thee as Admah? How shall I set thee as Zeboim? My heart is turned within me. My compassions are kindled together.
Okay. Okay. So when we start, he says, and my people are in suspense about returning to me. You're in suspense about returning to me. There should be no suspense. But, like I said, we're a stiff-necked people. We do what we want to do. We march to the beat of our own drum. How shall I give thee up, Ephraim? How shall I surrender thee, Israel? How shall I make thee as Admah and Zeboim? So, what the Most High is saying here is, how will I give thee up, northern kingdom, Ephraim? How will I give thee up, Yisrael? How will I give up both my northern and southern kingdom? How am I going to just punish you? I can't do it. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to treat you like Admah and Zeboim. Admah and Zeboim are cities that were surrounded by Sodom and Gomorrah. These are all Canaanite cities. If you go back and read the context of it, these are all small Canaanite cities. Admah and Zeboim not being as big as Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was most famous for, you remember Lot and his daughters and everything. But when you look at the destruction of these cities, it gets referenced a lot in the Tanakh. Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 23, you see the Most High reference this again. And the Most High is saying it in a nice way. Like, I can't treat you like Admah and Zeboim. I can't treat you like Sodom and Gomorrah because I did them dirty. I burnt those cities down for all the foolishness and all the, folly that was going on at the time. And I say, the Most High is so much nicer than us because if Sodom and Gomorrah was like, I try to compare it to like a drill song, right? Because I see I'm a part of a generation where like a lot of dudes that get killed, they get thrown in songs. You get what I'm saying? You have drill rappers out there, like once a guy dies, they become more famous after death because somebody's like mocking them, making an example of them. I said the Most High has a different way of like dissing his ops. Like he's like, listen, yeah, I did them dirty. They did wrong. These Canaanite cities did wrong, and now look at them. Look how they ended up. You don't want to be them. Right. But at the same time, I'm showing you mercy. I'm showing you compassion. With compassion, I will lift you up. So even though we go through this cycle of doing these things and trials and tribulations again, the Most High always has compassion on us. And it just shows you the difference between the heart of a human and the heart of the Most High. Most humans are going to do what those drill rappers do. I'm dissing you to the day I'm dissing you for the next 5-6 years. You're going to be the laughing stock of the community. It just shows you the difference between us. Tom Sheet.
I will not execute the fierceness of mine anger. I will not return to destroy Ephraim, for I am Yehovah and not man, the Holy One in the midst of thee. And I will not come in fury. Yeah. They shall walk after Yehovah, who shall roar like a lion, for he shall roar. And the children shall come trembling from the west. They shall come trembling as a bird out of Egypt, and the dove out of the land of Assyria. And I will make them to dwell in their houses, saith Yehovah.
So when he says they shall walk after Jehovah, who shall roar like a lion, for he shall roar, and the children shall come trembling from the west. The Most High is comparing himself to a lion, the king of the jungle. Not saying the Most High is a lion, but the king of the jungle being the head of the flock, the head of the food chain. So when I roar like a lion, you tremble. You tremble. The children shall come trembling from the west. They shall come trembling as a bird out of the Egypt. So when we talk about the west, and we talk about Egypt, right now, like I said, the Israelites are, I don't even like to call it captivity. It's really their choice. It was their choice to go to Assyria, go to Egypt. So when you hear this metaphor of a lion roaring and them trembling from Egypt and Assyria, running away from the tragedy and all the craziness, like I said, it's the progress report. You knew this was going to come. Now you got everybody trembling from Egypt. You got people trembling from the east and the west. And now it comes time, all right, you guys are trembling. You guys are looking for a place to scatter. I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to bring you back to me, and we're going to figure this out. Because you are my children, and you're my pride, regardless of how I feel about you in the moment. So, yeah, scatter from Assyria, scatter from Egypt. Think you're going to get away. Like, you ever seen a scene out of a movie where a guy's trying to get away? He's trying to run from the police, and he runs to the end of a block, and then the cops cut off the other side of the block, and you trying to run into the bushes and stuff like that? That's the Israelites right now. I'm trying to paint a picture. They're trying to get away. It's not working. You can't run away from the Most High's wrath. Like he said, I'm a lion, king of the jungle. You can't escape that roar. You can't escape that power. So just trying to paint a picture. Tom Sheet.
Chapter 12. Ephraim compasseth me about with lies.
Yes.
And the house of Israel with deceit.
Yes.
And Yehuda is yet wayward towards Jehovah, and towards the Holy One is faithful. Ephraim striveth after wind, and followeth after the east wind.
Ephraim striveth after wind, and follow after the east wind. Ephraim compasseth me about with lies, and the house of Israel with deceit. You lied to me. You've been deceitful. You followed the nations into wickedness. You striveth after wind. You worshiping false idols. You doing idolatry. There's a bunch of things going on. Following after the wind is following after nothingness. Can somebody explain to me what the wind is? Like, can you see the wind? Can anybody in here see the wind? Can you chase after wind? Can you catch wind and put it in a jar, in a mason jar? Do you get the concept? You know what I'm saying? You're following after the nothingness, the east wind. And he breaks it down that simple because, like I said, this is the progress report. This is me checking in with y'all, telling y'all how y'all doing. You're down 43-3. That's how y'all look right now. Tom Sheet.
All the day he multiplieth lies and desolation, and thou shalt make a covenant with Assyria, and the oil is carried unto Egypt, and Jehovah has also a controversy with Yehuda, and will punish Yaakov according to his ways.
So when he says, not only did you lie to me, these nations that you're like Assyria, Egypt, because these are not allies. These are just neighboring. Like I said, I always like to refer back to this. When you think about Assyrians, when you think about Egyptians, don't think of them necessarily as enemies. These are your cousins. The bad cousins. The Assyrians and the Egyptians were doing wrong. Y'all followed them into the wrong because it looks glamorous, it looks fun, it looks like we having a blast. We flexing on Instagram with the gold chains and we looking fly. I might look like I'm living my best life. But not only did you lie to me, you made a covenant with Assyria, and then you brought oil to Egypt. You pledged to Assyria that we're allies. This is us. This is our pact. And then you go to Egypt and you bring the oil to them like, listen, we're going to play both sides. It's dangerous to play both sides. In real life and in the Tanakh, it's dangerous to play both sides. Because later on in 2 Kings, the Israelites faced defeat by the Assyrians because what happens? The Assyrians find out, oh, y'all was messing with Egypt this whole time. Oh, y'all brought oil to Egypt. This comes and backfires. This is a problem. This is an issue. So, yeah, now you, Hosea, and all of these Israelites is getting it. All of them. Besieged them for 3 years. So I said, this comes back to bite the Israelites, not only because they lied to the Most High, but then you want to lie to the enemies? You trying to play both sides? You think you're slick and you can outsmart the Most High? So now, there's a punishment later on. Tom sheet.
According to his doings will he recompense him. In the womb he took his brother by the heel, and by his strength he strove with a godlike being. So he strove with an angel and prevailed. He wept and made supplication unto him. At Bethel he would find him, and there he would speak with us. But Yahweh, the God of hosts, Yahweh is his name. Therefore turn thou unto Yahweh, keep mercy and justice, and wait for thy God continually.
So when he mentions, he says, Yahweh hath also a controversy with Judah, and will punish Jacob according to his ways. According to his doings will he recompense him. In the womb he took his brother by the heel, and by his strength he strove with a godlike being. This is all just a reminder. Yes, I'm reminding you of your youth. I'm reminding you of your strength. Because in a time like this, where I'm punishing you and I'm condemning you for the things that you've done, it can feel a little bit, concerning. It can feel like, what am I doing? Like, you know how the Israelites are, oh man, I feel so bad. Da-da-da. You're doing the whole rundown, acting fake sorry, and then go back and do the same thing. But in this moment, the Most High is using this analogy to remind you of your youth, remind you of your strength, remind you of who you are in the end. In the womb, you took your brother by the heel. You took the brother by the heel. You beat Esau out. You got the birthright. And by his strength, he strove with a godlike being, strove with an angel, wrestled with the angel. It was a bit of a, there was tribulation. He didn't just win easily. Jacob didn't win easily at Peniel. He had to really, get his stamp of approval. And he named it Peniel because that's where he saw the Most High. That's where he saw the angel. So to me, all that does is just remind you, this is where you got your name. This is where you got your strength. Remember, in the end, regardless of what's going on in the moment, how many times you fail, how many times you mess up, that your strength is where it's at all times. You're always going to come back to your strength, to the Most High. That's just to break it down. Tom sheet.
As for the trafficker, the balances of deceit are in his hand. He loveth to oppress. And Ephraim says, surely I am become rich. I have found me wealth, and all my labors they shall find in me. No iniquity that are sin, bind me, Yahweh thy God, from the land of Egypt. I will yet again make thee to dwell in tents, as in the days of the appointed season. I have also spoken unto the prophets, and I have multiplied visions, and by the ministry of the prophets have I used similitudes.
Okay, all right. So when you go back to verse 6, but Yahweh, God of hosts, Yahweh is his name. Therefore, turn now to God, to thy God, keep mercy and justice, and wait for thy God continually. That's him reminding you, I am the Most High. All things come back to me. I see all things. You can't hide from me. The power and the mercy is all in this verse right here. Then we go to, as for the trafficker, the balances of deceit are in his hand. He loveth to oppress. Your prophets, your leaders, whoever's leading you at the time is dealing with you treacherously. They're treating the poor people wrong. The rich people are treating the poor people wrong, treating their brothers and sisters wrong. You know what that leads to? A lot of wickedness, a lot of deceit, a lot of wrongdoing. And Ephraim says, surely I am become rich. I have found me wealth, and all my labors they shall find in me no iniquity that was sin. Ephraim thinks, the northern kingdom thinks, because we have these riches, these spoils, all this gold, this jewelry, I'm good. That is my mercy to the Most High. This is proof that I'm doing the Most High's law. This is greater than the Most High's law. I'm good. Don't tell me what I'm doing. I'm good. They said the Most High, we must be good because we got all the money, we got the jewelry, we look good, we smell good. You get what I'm saying? But, like I said, at the end of the progress report, remember the progress report, it was cool. Yeah, like I could put it in my pocket, act like I'm good. But Ephraim right now is about to be that kid at the parent-teacher conference that's getting slapped across the room because the teacher said, yeah, your child does not listen. He's disrupting the class all the time. He passed some tests, but he don't come to class. And you just sitting there, and all you see is Judah and the southern kingdom sitting in the cut like this. Damn, I hope I didn't get a 2 for talking so much in class. I hope I wasn't I hope she said something good about me. I have an example of this because I remember going to so many parent-teacher conferences as kids. Like elementary school, I seen so many kids get scolded like mid-parent-teacher conference. When you go to a school in Flatbush, you get a lot of West Indian parents that are very strict and they stern. So like anything could pop up at any time. I'm telling you, I've seen kids get slapped across the room. There's been report cards. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I be talking so much in class. I'm like Judah, I'm like the Southern Kingdom. I'm like, yo, I hope she says something good about me. I hope she says something good about, because I be talking during class. My attention be all over the place. All the black kids, they doesn't pay attention, talks too much in class. We all have the same tendencies as our forefathers and the people that we talking about in the moment. And that's the beauty in it, because at least I can acknowledge it and say, you know what? We all deal with these trials and tribulations. We just got to learn from them. Because after a while, I kept seeing those kids get slapped, and I said, you know what? I think I'm going to stop talking as much as I used to. I think I'm going to tone it down, because I don't want to get slapped like that. But just to finish it off, go ahead, Sal, you can finish it off. My fault.
If Gilead be given to iniquity, becoming altogether vanity, and Gilgal, that they sacrifice unto bullocks, yea, their altars shall be as heaps in the furrows of the field.
Yep.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So, I love coming to the end of lessons. These are my favorite part of the lessons, just like summarizing it and bringing down the lesson at the end of the day. The lesson in this is redemption, salvation, coming back to the Most High, understanding that at the end of the day, regardless of what you go through, you will overcome, you will see it through. We could take that with life. We could take that with anything. You learn from your mistakes. And some people don't learn from their mistakes. That's the beauty in it. I want to bring to this point because I think everybody thinks, yes, we're supposed to be an example of righteousness. We're supposed to follow, a certain rule and guideline of commandments, law, statutes, and commandments. But you ever look at the people in the Tanakh that do so much wrong and they continue to do wrong? Like the children of Israel, even though they got the message here and they going to do good and they tighten up because they need the Most High, they going to go right back to doing the same thing. And that's the beauty of it. Some people, they try to be this image of perfection, this image of good all the time. Like, don't be attached to the label of good, bad, so-so. Learn how to be. Learn how to live in between the medium. Learn how to do what feel. Because I always come back to this point because this is life too. Like, I'm not trying to be a good friend, a perfect friend, a bad friend. I'm just trying to learn how to be a friend. I'm trying to learn how to be a servant. These Israelites, we look at them, we judge them, but some people's portion is to keep doing bad. Some people are going to never get it right, and that's perfectly fine. You got to just keep trying. That's what I got from this lesson, and that's my lesson for today. I'm not going to hold you for much longer because I saw the teacher of the day come in the back. So, hallelujah. And torah, Yah, for allowing me to come up here once again. It's always a pleasure.